So, you ready for another big block modified setup? Well, stick around because I got one for you this week at Volusia right after this. What's up, everybody? Thomas Brandon here. Thank you very much for joining me. Like I said, today we're going to be taking a look at the big block mods at Volusia. Now, one thing to note is this setup is going to really come in from about lap 20 to the end. You see, with these big block modifieds, they've been starting the session with a clean track. After practice and qualifying, the track state is somewhere around 5 to 10%. But here's the thing, if you want to be good at the end of the race, you're going to have a setup that doesn't feel the best at the beginning of the race. So for me, what I've been doing is I've been dialing in these setups to really come on for the last 2/3 of the race. And I just ran this exact setup in a race no more than an hour ago and finished on the podium after being spun out on lap 10 and having to go all the way to the back of the field. And it was a 20 car field. It was like a full split, and then made it all the way back up to third. So this setup will definitely work, and it can run bottom, top, wherever. Now, remember, throttle control is the key. If you go out and you just stomp on this, you're just going to spin your tires. You've got to control the throttle with these cars. Less is more when you are running these things. Always, always remember that. So with that being said, let's have a look at the setup. All right, so here on the tire pressures, we've got 12, 10, 8, and 8 on the rear with only 3 inches of stagger. I do run a little bit more stagger in these cars than probably most do. I have seen some other people's setups where they're at, like a half an inch, maybe an inch. I found running some more stagger actually helps me turn the car with the throttle while keeping it straight. Remember, the number one thing to do with these cars is keep them straight. The straighter that you can keep them, the better. So if you hadn't seen the video that I put out last week where I talked about how you can cut a half a second off your lap times, make sure you check that. I'll have a link for you down in the description below where we cover throttle control. And really, it is so important with these cars. The less that you spin the tires, the better. And these tires will spin really easily. It's actually pretty incredible. The tire model that's on these cars, they've done a phenomenal job with it. So make sure less is more. Smooth and consistent, and you'll have those better results. All right, so that's what we've got with the tires. Chassis side of things, what we're running is we're running a pretty soft setup in terms of the springs. And then I've got on here pretty much a I don't know what you would call it, a dry slick shock package type of thing. So we're running 150 springs on the right with a 200 on the left front and a 175 on the left rear. So this thing's really going to roll over on the right side. All right, and then you're just, like I said, controlling it with the throttle through basically from the center out on the corner. All right. Wheel spacing on the right front, we've got a 2 inches. I do have a half-inch wheel spacing on the right rear. That's just to help get the car rotated in on the entry. One of the things that can happen is that because you're trying to keep these things so straight, a lot of drivers, what I see is they're driving in really straight, but then from the center out, they're getting sideways and they're losing a lot of speed. So loosening up the car is actually a little bit better thing to do because that'll help you rotate the car through the corner. So by the time you get to the apex, you've got the car basically at that angle you want it, and then you can start rolling into the throttle and get that drive from the center out. All right. On the trailing arms, we got 26 and 18. Chassis J-bar at 16, axle at 6, 16 and a half on the droop. I'm still kind of testing the droop right now in Motec. I have not found an advantage to it yet, to be honest with you. I really haven't, other than the fact that it just makes the chassis, sit up, and I just find that to be annoying. So I have not really seen what it does in Motec yet, but keep in mind, I have not completely finished my Motec workbook for all the physics and everything. I don't have everything dialed in. I'm basically converting my late model workbook to the big block mods, and although a lot of it is transferable, not all of it. So until I get that completed, I don't want to say that the droop chain's worthless, because that would be a false statement. So just something to keep in mind. We've got the 150 pounds to the left rear, right? We max out the left rear bite, and then axle lead at 4/16. And then final drive, the gear ratio, we're running a 486, which is the tallest gear that we can use. Okay, these things like a specific range when it comes to their acceleration. So what I've been finding with them, and I can show you this really quick in Motec, because I came up with this this calculation. So what we've got in terms of what we're looking at is maximum acceleration. And so the maximum acceleration of this, and this was during my race that I just did here at Volusia. All right. And if you look at the track here, where we are, we're coming out of the corner, right? So that's basically got the car set and we're rolling into the throttle. This is on lap 3. All right. Maximum acceleration point right here, 63.75 on the RPMs. The 486 gear gives us that range that we're looking for most frequently, which is what we want. Okay, so that's why we've got that gear. A couple of you had asked me for a setup yesterday, and I just told you to use the Charlotte setup and, you know, put a different gear in, and that was pretty much it. I think I said a 491 for qualifying and then a 486 for the feature. I would just run a 486 the whole time. Okay, so that's what we've got here. Now, in terms of a qualifying setup, I got to be honest with you. All I've been doing is because I've been really focusing on the feature setups, since the features are at minimum 50 laps. You know, that you can start, like I said, you can start last and work your way up if you've got a good setup that comes on towards the second half of the race. So I've been focusing more on that. I haven't really been focusing on qualifying. So all I do for qualifying is I literally just drop the fuel down, okay, and then reset the ride height and my left rear bite, okay, save as, qualify, and that's it. That's all I've been doing. All right, so I use the same exact setup for qualifying and the feature, and it's really right now out of a lack of time. I mean, that's why I'm doing it, because if I sit here and try to maximize my qualifying effort and then build these setups, it's going to take me a lot longer than it already is. So that's the thing. When I qualified fourth doing this exact thing. There was one pro in the session who was like 2.5 tenths faster than the rest of the field, but in the race I was able to start catching up with them. And like I said, I had to come from the back because I got spun out. It was my fault too. We were just racing. It was a racing deal. But I was able to start making my way back up and turning this almost at the same lap times as them at the end of the race. So that's like I said, that's been my focus. So that's what I've been looking at. All right. So let's go turn a few laps here real quick. Now, the one thing, like I said, is make sure you are keeping this thing straight. This is about a 20 or 25% track, I think. I can tell you right now, these pre-gen tracks look nothing like the track states in the big block races. They're wearing completely different. And the track is getting pretty slick towards the end. It really depends on what it starts out at in the event. And every big block race I've done, even, this one I did this morning, this was at like 3:30 in the morning my time, right? It was very, very early. So even then we had a full split, or close to a full split. So the track is going to start off relatively clean, and it's going to slick off quite a bit. So it's going to go through quite a bit of changes. So I've been building my setup somewhere around, 25 to 35%, and then I'll take them onto a really slick track and verify them to make sure that they're holding up over a long run. But like I said, the pre-gen track state's nowhere near what you're seeing in an actual race. Another thing to note is the slick, you guys, you don't really, it's not that big a deal if you hit the slick in these cars. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying drive through it, but if you do and you're controlling the throttle, you're going to be good. It's not going to be the end of the world. But you can see, just nice and easy on this thing. And you're not even really getting to full throttle till like the end of the straightaway. Now, if you're going to go to the bottom, you're going to have to really get out of it, but it will turn. You can see turns nice and easy and just roll back into the throttle. And so far, the races that I've done at Volusia, it starts out right around the bottom. It's about lap 15 to 20 is when you can start moving up some. There's also a slider line that I noticed that had kind of worked itself in. I tried it, and it was the first time I'd ever tried doing it in these cars, and so I kind of sucked at it. But basically just kind of sliding up like that. And then also a cut down line was coming in as well. But pretty straightforward. You know, like I said, it's really just about keeping the car straight. These things, I really love these cars, man. They're great just because it's more about the driver and keeping the damn thing straight and throttle control than it is like some magical setup. I have ran different setups and have run fairly close to the same times. Now, one of the setups I had tried I found it to be really, really uncomfortable. I did not like it. I couldn't be consistent with it. But, you know, there was like that one lap that I did that was almost identical to my fastest lap in my setup. So the different setups, they really are just kind of, you know, molded to what suits you best. And that's the thing I really love about these cars. If you're working that throttle, you keep that thing straight. It doesn't really matter what the setup is. As long as it's comfortable for you, you're going to be good. All right, so hopefully this will help you out, and this will be, you know, feel good. Like I said, we got a qualifying and a feature setup. I will have these for download in my Discord. So if you want to get these setups for free, you can join my Discord server. I'll have a link down in the description below. It's an awesome community, ton of people in there, and everybody helps everybody. It's a lot of fun. Plus, it's where we do our leagues and everything. And we've got a big block league coming up. And so if you're interested in that, you're going to want to head over and check out the School of Sim Racing Discord server, get to know everybody so you can apply for the league and, you know, hopefully run with us, you know. But that's going to do it all for today. Now, really quick, please do me a favor. If you like this, hit that like button. Also, make sure to subscribe. I said in the last video I wanted to get to 2,500 before the end of the year. We did it in like a day, which is just awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate it. And so, you know, that next milestone I'm shooting for now is 5,000. All right, we can get to 5,000. Obviously not before the end of the year because that's like a week away, but we can get to 5,000. That would be awesome. That really would. This SSR has become something I never thought possible in a million years, and it's because of you guys. You know, it really is. I cannot thank you guys enough, and girls, you know, boys and girls, men and women. You know, I can't thank you enough. It's been absolutely incredible, the feedback and everything that you guys, the messages that you guys send me and stuff. It's just awesome. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you very much. All right, so please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to, like I said, get free setups, join the SSR Discord. I'll have a link down in the description below. And then also, if you want to join me for my live streams, I do live stream on Twitch. I'll have a link down in the description below for that. I live stream our league races. We're done with league right now. I am going to be running something tonight. I'm not 100% sure, and so I'll probably live stream some tonight, but I will be off for quite a few days, obviously, with the holidays coming up. But if you want to join me for that, and there, you know, you can see me build my setups and do the racing, and it's a lot of fun. So all links for all of that down in the description below. But thank you very much, as always, and until next time, I want to wish you good luck, good racing, take care.